underestimated. The adults should partner with the youth in ministry, mentoring, teaching, encouraging them, and providing resources. She also cited 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 12. Different people with differing gifts make up the church and contribute to its work. Our early beds were 22. Sabbath school offering was 798.30 cents, and the visitors were 3. Thank you, church, and may you all have a blessed Sabbath day.
Good morning, church. Happy Sabbath. This morning, we would like to thank God for allowing us to come and worship Him in truth and in spirit. Can we all go to the book of Romans, chapter 10? We'll be reading from verse 14 up until verse 15. And the reading goes as follows. 14. How then shall they call on Him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in Him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? 15. And how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace, and bring glad tidings of good things. As we all know, the book of Romans, this is a clear outline of step-by-step process of how people come to salvation, highlighting the necessity of evangelism. As Hope Channel Namibia, we are an organization rather formed to do that, which is to proclaim the everlasting gospel. Through Paul, who presents a golden chain of events in reverse order, starting with the end results and working back to the beginning. Through this verse from the book of Romans chapter 10, reading from verse 14 to 15, we are encouraged that we are supposed to call people. We are supposed to call people through the name of the Lord so that they may be saved, so that they may be able to believe. They cannot call on someone they do not believe in. They should be able to call on the name of Jesus, who they should be able to believe in. Once they have heard the word, they should be able to believe in it. And then through evangelizing, which is preaching, Hope Channel Namibia does that through evangelism. And as well as, instead of us sending preachers out there to preach the gospel, we can do that in the comfort of our own homes, or rather in the comfort of our studio, where everyone else will be able to view us, either through online or through television. So through media, people can get access to the message that we have as an organization, that is to proclaim the everlasting gospel from the book of Revelation, chapter 14, reading from verse 6 to 12. So all in all, it's a necessity that as an organization, as Hope Channel Namibia, we have a mission that is to spread the gospel to the entire world at large, including Namibia. So it is my plea this morning that we should all work together. The church should come on board. We have a fully fledged studio there, so we need your support. In terms of your support, what I mean is the church is welcome to come forth. If you have any programs that you would want to evangelize, our studio is open. You can come through. We have recordings. We can record you. We do live and pre-recorded programs. So in short, this is what I had for you this morning. May you have a blessed Sabbath.
What do we say, church? As Brother Chike has spoken just now, we broadcast our content on social media and on television. For example, We have a YouTube and Facebook page where we broadcast our live stream and content that we have pre-recorded already. Hope Channel Namibia is together with AWR Namibia. Here in Namibia, they are intertwined. We have Hope Channel Studio at the head office of AWR Namibia, and that is where we usually do our live stream in the studio. And just to give you an insight of some of the programs that we are doing there, and that if any of you are interested in partaking in any of these programs, or you'd like to introduce a new program, you're more than welcome. You will not be charged. It will be very much appreciated if you were to come through and assist, or rather render service to the Lord through your talents and your gifts. So just to give you an insight of some of the programs that we have at Hope Channel, we have about 18 of them. You will be seeing them, and some of them do run currently. One of the first ones that I'll mention is Christ in Song. This is a program where we talk about local music groups. This is where we talk about the background of hymns, how they were written, and so many other stories. So for example, if you are a songwriter and you would like to share how you came about with the song that you wrote, you're more than welcome to visit the studio. And if you're a singing group and you'd like to promote maybe an album launch, or some of the music that you have produced as a local gospel singing group, we would definitely love to hear the background story of how your group came about together. And then another program that I would like to take note of or mention to you is Cultural Enemies. Cultural Enemies is a program whereby the presenter is going to be sharing with you some of the warfares that we experience. As we know, the Bible tells us that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, it is cosmic powers, as the verse goes on. And in this program, that's where we get to hear deeper insights of these. And we call them cultural enemies because it is usually with culture where we have these spiritual experiences, let me put it that way, where people experience these spiritualism and things in that area. And then there was a new show, or rather there's a new show that was introduced by the late Sister Lizelle Mainga. She had intended to start a cooking show at Hope Channel Namibia. This would have been the first cooking show on Hope Channel Namibia, where she was going to be sharing the health message, basically through preparation of delicious, healthy meals that align with the Adventist health message. Unfortunately, we have definitely lost quite a great person right there. And it's unfortunate that she will not be able to continue this program, that somebody will still be interested in coming through for this. And in case you're interested, please do see us. If you hear any of the programs here that you're interested in, you are more than welcome to approach any of us from Hope Channel so that we can write down and you can come into the studio for live streaming or pre-recorded programs. And just to mention a few, we have Pastor's Chair, where we get to hear about the pastor's background story, how they became pastors and what convicted them. We have Financial Corner, where we are going to be hearing financial advice, to be financially literate so that we spend wisely. And we have evangelism, the state of evangelism. Us would like to understand what exactly is the progress. What do we expect from this union? Why is it so important? This is a program that is also going to be streaming on Hope Channel TV, which is on Facebook and on YouTube. Then we have Hopepreneurs. So to all entrepreneurs who are in the Adventist Church, we would love to hear about how you merge your faith with your entrepreneurial activities, with your businesses. We would love to have you on the show so that you can share with us how you manage both your faith and your businesses. We have a question God answers. In case you have some troubling questions that you need answers, on every Monday we have a session with Pastor Neil Foxon where he answers the questions using the Bible and the Bible only. And so whenever you have a question that is burning, you can always contact us, and this one is going to be on AWR, which is the radio, which is FM. We stream online as AWR Windhoek, and that is where the show A Question God Answers plays. And then the last one that I'd like to mention is Youth Alive. where the presenter is going to be talking about things or the youth of today, and also be sharing insights on how youth can have guidance and, to walk in the right path during this day and age. There's also a children's program. Children's ministry, adventurer, pathfinders, youth, everybody, you are welcome. Maybe you'd like to promote an upcoming